Man, look, I am so sorry. I was having some difficulties over here with Facebook. All right, I'm getting ready to invite my guest right away because this was just, man, this was just crazy. So I'm sending them the invite right now, and we should be good to go. All right. In the meantime, let's play this real quick. Hoo-wee! I'm waiting on them. All right, what's up, everybody? It's your man DJ FX, and you are right here tuned in to MC Love with DJ FX. Um, I sent the invite to my guests, special guests. I'm doing a special show today, um, and I'm waiting on them. I pray that they got the invite. Let's see. They're online. I see them online. I'm going to see. Oh, there they go. There they go. All right, here we go. Bingo. There they go.
Hold on a minute.
Hey, y'all. What's up, family?
Wait a minute, wait a minute. Shit. Oh, you know what? I have something to do with this one. What's that? This focus computer. Oh,
y'all wanna go ahead and handle that? And,
there we go. There we go. We're good.
oh, okay.
We got you. You hear us?
Yep.
There we go. Technology at its word at its best, man. We're bikers. I'm not an IT guy. So I'm not an IT guy. So we good there. We adjusted. We good. We
we
went back
we good.
myself a little bit.
I see both of y'all. What's going on, family?
Oh, we good. We're good. It's just trying to keep cool in this darn heat that we got going on lately this weekend, this week.
Yeah, yeah, man. Well, first of all, I just want to say welcome and thank you for always being available to be guests on my show. I truly appreciate that. How y'all been?
We good. We thank you for allowing us to be on your show. This one here is on the road. You know that, man.
Yes, she has. Yes, she has. I know that's right. And I think congratulations is in order also. Dub C, another book is out, right? Nice. All right. If y'all see me looking away, I'm trying to share this on the different group pages so we can get more
Right,
viewers in. So y'all can do the same thing if you want.
right.
Um,
So,
so today's topic is from there to now as a
mm,
riding couple. So let's talk about individually how y'all started out in the biker community
uh,
and back then, of course, and where you stand now as a couple, as a riding couple in the community.
You want to go first? Well, as I always tell people, I'm a pre-cell phone biker. Uh, I'm way before the cell phones, and where we just got on the bikes and rode and had a great time and fellowship, and we didn't take a whole lot of pictures. We just had a whole lot of good brotherhood riding. I've been doing this for now almost 34 years or more. I've been on the bike scene. And I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I'm always gonna give love to my Clevelanders. Um, and that was then. I rode a lot. I've always been a rider. I didn't have a label for it. I always call myself a hobo rider, but as far as long distance rider, I just rode. Um, As a matter of fact, I had a club member once we had to at an event, and I actually picked him up because his leg was broken in the winter. And I had a club member that actually asked me if the car was new. We had it for a while because he had never seen me drive a car. Never seen me drive a car. I've always been on the bike. Every state I've been in, I've always been on the bike. But then it's as time goes on, I was lucky enough in 2014 to meet someone that had the same passion that I have for riding. And I've been in the club scene, there's great men in the club, but there is no other better feeling than being able to ride with or beside the person that you care about, that's on your squad.
Hey, I like that. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
So we've accomplished a lot together. We racked up a lot of miles on our new motorcycles together. Um, she just went in for 50,000 mile service on the 2018. So, and we all, are individuals. For individual, I started from, we all started somewhere. We all started somewhere. We all didn't start on Harleys. We all, I have motorbikes and Hondas and Suzuki's and Kawasaki's. And then Lord blessed me enough to be financially able to buy a Harley, and just to be able to enjoy riding and just to enjoy. I enjoy the bike scene. I do. I did enjoy the bike scene.
You did enjoy it. Okay.
I did enjoy the bike scene.
We're gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into that.
Yeah. So what you got?
Okay. So for me, I knew that I always wanted to ride. Actually, my father was a rider, and from a small age, like very small age, I'd probably say 4 or 5 years old, I wanted to ride on my dad's motorcycle with him. And so my mom used to tie a rope around me and tie me literally around my dad so that he could ride me up and down the street. So those, I have some kind of memories of riding with my dad when I was younger. Then when I was in high school, I dated a couple of guys that rode, and I loved it. I mean, at the time, I was a passenger, but just being out there and riding and having the wind in your face, I knew at some point that I was going to ride. And then I had kids, and so my kids were a priority for me, and I didn't start riding myself until I think my daughter was 15. And my boys are older than that. And so at that point, my kids were pretty much self-sufficient. And then I went ahead and took the class and got my license and bought my first bike was a sport bike. And for me, my first couple of experiences for the first couple of years, I guess I would say, were not so great for me. I attached myself to a club in Maryland that didn't turn out to be something that was a good choice for me. So I had left them, and I actually got linked up to another club that didn't really ride as much as I wanted to ride, because I knew early on that I loved to ride, and I knew that I was going to be a distance rider. So I separated myself from them as well. So for me, he wouldn't have the same issues that I did. But before him and I got married, you know, I always had the issue of being a single woman, being in a predominantly male club, and you know, being the spouses of the brothers, you know, that were my club brothers. You know, there was jealousy issues. There was a lot of talking trash and things of that nature. And that was the furthest thing from my mind. I was not trying to, you know, do anything other than ride. You know, that was my whole intention. And so, you know, fast forward, him and I were in the same club, in different chapters at first, and then the same chapter. And, you know, after that third experience for me, I just said, I'm done. I don't want to be a part of a club. I'm not, to each their own. If people are happy with being in a club, that's fine. That's great.
Right.
Me personally, it's not for me. So that's where it started for me. The passion was always there, but it was just me trying to fit in and trying to find people that had the same interests, and I wasn't able to find that. And so it just ended up being, you know, I'm much more happier just being independent and riding and just doing my own thing. So that's kind of my story up to now.
Up to now, A to the man, A to the man. So would you guys say that because of the riding or the passion of riding, would you guys say that kind of like enhanced your life as far as broadening your horizons on, you know, life is not life is more than just your community?
Yeah. One thing that I'll talk about is when him and I did our cross country ride, I didn't know that all of that existed. When you grow up and you live on the East Coast, you have no idea what is out there on the West Coast. And it is so different. I mean, just it's bigger and it's more open and it's just so awesome. You know, God's creations on that side of the United States is amazing. And I feel like that was a big eye opener for me. And it made me realize the importance of actually getting out and riding and visiting different places. You know, I don't think that, I think you do a disservice to yourself as a rider if all you're doing is running around trying to collect state signs. There's so much to see in between. There's national parks out there. There's like, it's just amazing. And so for me, that experience, it was definitely an eye opener for me. I mean, we've never really been the type of riders that stayed within the local area, but to literally go out on the other side of the United States, I would definitely say was an eye opener, and it was a beautiful experience.
When I grow up, I want to be like y'all.
Well, no, you want to be better than us. But you're a religious man, right? You're God-fearing man, right?
Yep. I try
in order to understand God's power and magnitude, you have to get out there and ride. You know, if you don't ride, you don't know, as we always say. I'm just not plugging myself, you know. But,
I already plugged you guys. I plugged you guys. But go ahead.
but that's you see things that are so man had no idea, did not touch this at all. The creations you see, man had nothing to do with this. You go out to Utah, Colorado, you go out to Wyoming, you go to some down Route 1 and some of the creations you see are like, oh my goodness, and just like she's, I'm a man from Ohio, small town in Ohio, migrated to the big city. The only thing I saw was in the picture in the school books and on TV. I never thought I would be able to see what I seen on this journey that we've done, and we've done it together on a motorcycle. And you see even more when it comes to motorcycles. And you're talking about a grown person turning into a kid. You turn into a big kid because you're riding, you're just going in a maze like, wow, that's crazy, and you understand what certain things are like. I didn't understand what scattered showers were until we went to the West Coast, because you're so elevated, so high that you can see the rain coming down. It's like, wow, look at that black rain coming down, and you're riding. You see the rain to the right of you, you see the rain to the left of you, and in front of you, you say, oh wow, that's nice and sunshine. But then the road turns, and you in the rain that you saw left. So it's amazing. We've done this journey in so many other places, I said it. We really appreciate you bringing us together as a couple that we are. But there's other ones out there that do the same thing we do, and we applaud them just as well. And they know the feeling just as we do. I know how great it is to ride together with your spouse. And,
I had Pastor E and First Lady on, as men and women of the cloth that ride, it was interesting of hearing their stories and stuff. And for those, I'm going to plug in my show. If you want to see that show, you can go tune into my YouTube channel, DJ FX. DJ FX. And you can check out all the past shows on my YouTube channel.
One of the things I want to bring out, and I want to say thank you to, if there anybody watching, I want to thank the Red Tails out of Indianapolis. We were nominated for 48 states. So we accomplished our 48 states. We were supposed to get those awards. From them last year, but due to COVID, we couldn't. And then this year, we weren't able to make it due to me working at work and some other things coming up on our end. We weren't able to make it, so they sent us the plaques to us, and we appreciate that. Hold on a minute. My wife hides things. She hides things, man. I always tell people I never lose things. If I do, my wife has moved them. That's the reason I can't find them. But these are the plaques that we got.
That's nice.
Okay, so they sent us both one.
Nice.
And it pretty much says 48 State Award. Congratulations to myself, and one congratulations to her. And it's from the Red Tails, Tuskegee Airmen 332. And we just want to thank them publicly.
Oh, that's what's up.
For thinking of us. It's always great to be nominated by your peers and people looking at you. And that's a great thing.
Hey, big salute to the Red Tails out there. Man, that's great. Now, when you guys I know you guys don't do this for really the recognition. I know that because I know you guys. What is it that, and I think, Justify, you kind of touched a little bit on it, but what really makes you want to get out there and just ride?
Well, for me, it's just, to get out, in order for us to get to ride, we have to get out of here. The DMV is not where we ride. I think our motorcycles talk to each other at night and go, we're sitting here because we haven't planned a journey or a trip yet. We don't ride in the city. We just don't. We don't ride around the city. So for us, I think for me, it's a therapy. It's always therapy. I sit back. I put on Sirius XM. I put on old school groove or something, and I just lose myself. And it's just a different way of travel. There's always been a different way of travel for me. To get on the bike and just ride, and just go. I mean, I know she's that way too.
Yeah. So for me, it's the same. It's a way. It's a stress reliever. It's a way to clear your head. I know that when we were going through COVID for a whole year, pretty much, I didn't really do anything. And then when I had made the decision to ride down to Savannah to see my kids and my grandkids, and then I decided to go to Mobile, Alabama, to see my mom, and then come back. It really did something for me on the inside, just to get my wind, the wind in my face, and just the open road. There's a really big difference between hopping in your car and being in your car for 10 hours versus being on a motorcycle for 10 hours. It's completely different. I get restless and antsy in a car, but I can ride 17 or 18 hours, in a day on the motorcycle. And I think that when it's a passion for you, and you really have it in your heart and you really love to ride, that's the reason why you ride. I definitely don't do it for the recognition. I put stuff on my Facebook page, pictures and places that I've been to, because I think that I like to share my experiences with people in case they might be inspired to either want to learn, want to go out there and ride distance or visit a particular place that I've been to, or whatever. It's never been about, hey, look at me, look what I'm doing. Anybody that knows me, I think, should know that I'm a humble person. I'm a quiet person. I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I'm not one of those conceited, big-headed people. And I love to ride. I love to teach people. I love to, when people reach out to me, when women reach out to me and they say, hey, I want to do this. Okay, let's do it. I did the mile marker 0 with my girl Stilts. She said she wanted to do it. I made it happen. This last cross country ride that I did, the 2 girls that went with me, the one girl, that was the furthest that she had ever rode, and so I applaud both of them for doing that. That was a huge accomplishment. And so
That's what's up.
For me, I feel like I want to inspire and I want to be a positive example for other women that may not think they can do it, because a lot of them can do it. They just need to get it out of their head.
Yeah, I want before you start saying something, Mr. Justified, I want to give a shout out to Black Girl Ride, and it says Black Girl Ride, but they have a multitude of women that ride with them, all shades, and so I just want to salute them for doing what they do. And me and Weasel, we talked about that a few weeks ago on the show about how the women are really coming out in style doing their rides. So I just wanted to shout them out while we was talking about how you want to inspire other women.
Yeah, they are. Weasel, I haven't talked to him in a minute. Go ahead, call him. Anyway, as anyone has seen my motorcycle, you see that I preach it all the time. Brotherhood. You see, my bike is all themed out of our brotherhood. And I think myself, as well as my wife shows true sisterhood, I feel, of always being there and reaching out. We have to slow down a little bit now, but when someone said, I remember when Stilts first approached her, she just wanted to get out there and go to an event and ride and do this, and someone else did the same thing. And we in a lot of places that they've gone to, we've already been there. She's already been there, so she has nothing to prove or nothing to accomplish again. She's just doing it because somebody else wants to do it, and she wants to help them to achieve their goals and their accomplishments too. And that's what I try to get, a man to understand as well. It's like, we haven't, all of us haven't started. We didn't start getting out doing iron butts. We didn't start going out there. It came a little bit at a time.
Right.
1 mile marker at a time, 1 mile marker at a time. That you get a better and better and better. So what is that? Each one teach one or something like that. You gotta get the new person and be willing to be patient and help them to grow to be where they're comfortable, to go out there on their own and travel however many states or state lines they want to go to. And that's the other thing is, a good friend of mine, and people know K Solo, he made a real good comment is that when you go to go out here and you get these state signs, that's all good. And I and my wife have talked about this. So before they started doing state signs, we went through them. Go to the states. Go
Right.
into the state. Learn some things about the states. When you go, hey, cut that out. He don't lie. He working now.
Yeah, they see you.
when you go to the different states, go there. You find some things that are just like remarkable. When we were in North Dakota, and they said the hotel was coming up, and I'm riding behind because I'm the hobo. I just ride. I mean, I'm the hobo. She plans out the trips. She's in front. I'll put her in front because I always want to know where she's at. Okay. So she's my co-pilot. Okay. She's my road captain. Okay. He's our road captain up top, but she's my road captain on the ground.
I like that.
Okay. And we were that was North Dakota, right? When we found that little town.
No.
What was that?
No, South Dakota.
Oh, South. It was Dakota. See, yeah.
You got it right.
South Dakota, where we found that little town, Deadwood. It's called Deadwood. And
oh wow! Okay.
You be riding, and you're going, where the heck is this town at? Because all you see is mountains and goats, and all of a sudden the town disappears. It's a little town like here in the Midwest somewhere, and it's the coolest town ever. It's a great little thing, and you find things that you would never find, like the tallest fire hydrant in some places, or the biggest dresser, or picnic basket, or whatever. Get out and explore. Find yourself a green book and go and find out history. That's all I can say about getting out and enjoy what you purchased. Your motorcycle.
And sometimes, like me,
get lost.
I don't get lost. I never get lost. I stumble across
wait. Even if you did get lost, that's still a good thing because you're journeying with no man's, you never been before.
You recalculate. For me, it's funny because just on this last trip, we were riding through Illinois, and I just happened to look over at a sign that we were getting ready to ride by, and it said area attractions next exit. And I was like, ooh, because I had actually looked that up before, but I totally forgot about it. And so that's when we ended up getting off of an exit in Casey, Illinois, where they had the world's largest chair, the world's largest wind chime, the world's largest bird cage. It was so cool. And you would never know because once you get off on the exit, you have to drive a little bit down through the town. And then it's like this little Mayberry town. But they have all these big things, and that's what they're known for. That's not the first time that I've actually stumbled across something. And I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know where that was. But, it adds to the experience. And so, that happens a lot. But I love it. So.
All right. Hey, listen, hold on. We're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about if you don't ride, you don't know. We're going to talk about that. And we're also going to talk about some of the changes you guys seen that are not really favorable on the set that maybe kind of like discourage you, and as Mr. Justified said earlier, that's one of the reasons why I probably don't ride no more. So hold on right there. We'll be right back right after this. Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is your man DJ FX, and you are here with MC Love with DJ FX with my very special guest. I had to do a special show today because I was supposed to do a show last week with Justice, and I was having some technical difficulties. I don't know what was going on. I was having some issues today, but I finally got through on time. Well, not on time, but in time enough for us to have a good dialogue going on here. And I just want to welcome Mr. Justified, aka Judge Justified, and White Chocolate, aka Dub C.
Yo, we love you, man. We love you, man.
And we're talking about from there to now as a writing couple, and we've talked about some of your experiences as growing up back in the day, with the passion that you guys have for riding motorcycles. As individuals, now as couples. Now let's talk about some of the things. Let's talk about now. If you don't ride, you don't know. Let's talk about that. How did that come about, and what was the main drive for that, and how can people get more involved with it?
Well, first of all, I'm on Facebook as well, and it's under If You Don't Ride, You Don't Know. It's also on Instagram. I just started Instagram, If You Don't Ride, You Don't Know as well. And how it came about was where I want to become, where I want to be. I want to become the Larry King of the bike scene. I'm trying to become the Larry King of the bike scene, bringing information to you. That's where we both are. We're bringing it like just now, bringing information to you that you may not know, and that's educating the people who ride and the people who don't ride. Because again, if you don't ride, you don't know. But if I educate you, now you know. And the same thing if you ride and we bring something to the table, you may not have known, but now you know. Like some people that plug in may not know the K Solo or the Reef or the programs they put out, like Ride to Eat, or some of the different things that we have going on. Or like I said, I go back to K Solo. They may not know that this man put in 100,000 miles in one calendar year. So the basis of the page itself is to bring awareness and education to those who ride and those who don't. We've been kind of lax lately because I've been trying to get a lot of things right on the legal tip, and how do you call that? I'm branding myself again. So I have to make sure I'm branded right. And eventually I want to go to a podcast. I'm trying to do a podcast because, as you know, Facebook only allows certain things to say, and I can't get real on Facebook without getting put in jail. So, as bikers, that's how sometimes you need to be real. And since I've come out of the club, I can speak me as me. I don't have to worry about me saying something and taking it to the club as well, or being a reflection of the club that I was in. Now it's just me, okay? Or even my wife, she can say what she wants to say, and it's not a reflection of, nobody can go back. It's what we're saying. It's our page,
as individuals, right?
It's our opinion. But when I call people, I won't say, how we look at how I look at riders and how I look at people who are in clubs and the brotherhood of yes and brotherhood of no, sisterhood of yes and sisterhood of no. That's what we're about. And I'm trying to make it, trying to get real. I appreciate, I'm pretty blessed to be here and what you're doing, MC Love, and I'm always going to promote you to keep moving. And you're going to be the good side. I'm gonna be the bad side.
And you're gonna be the bad side. Well, you know what?
No,
But you know what? I don't think there's no good side and bad side because it's just the views that you particularly that you have. Um, I have a view that I like to just keep things kind of like um, straightforward but clean, as you know, I guess
Right,
you want to put it that way,
right,
and
right.
you want yours to be straightforward and raw,
Exactly.
but you get the same results.
okay, but I kind of disagree with him.
She will, she probably will, but that's just me.
And the reason why I do is because there haven't been any shows that I'm aware of that he's acted a fool. Um, Other than keeping it real, but it wasn't in a manner that it was um, having to have it bleeped out all the
No,
time. And so that's what you need to.
right, but that's why I want to go
It's
to the
not what you
podcast
just
though.
said,
But that's why I want to go to the podcast. The
right,
podcast
but
I can.
anyway,
Well, yeah,
so
podcast gives you that freedom and everything, freedom of speech, yada
Right.
yada yada yada.
yeah,
I
but
get
like
that.
I said again, I don't think it's not to the level that he maybe just described. I think he's very real. He keeps things real. He's not going to sugarcoat anything.
Right.
Just, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not going to be Facebook appropriate. I guess is what I'm trying to say. And the another thing for the page is to educate, and it's not just to talk about clubs or individual riders or whatever events or whatever. It's to teach people how to stay hydrated. It's about a lot of different things. So for me, my perspective is putting information out there and educating people just on the basics of riding and the necessities and riding in different states, East Coast versus the West Coast, and what do you need to pack with, and just things of that nature. So that goes along with that. If you don't ride, you don't know either, because I'm all about being prepared. And trust me, I have not always, but I haven't always been prepared. I had to learn the hard way on a lot of stuff. And so I come from the perspective of I'd like to prevent somebody from doing some of the dumb things that I did because, some of them weren't fun to go through. So, yeah.
What was the
Well,
one that was fun?
but let me jump. Let me piggyback real quick on the podcast aspect of things because um, Dub C, she kind of like got a point. I had uh, Weasel on, and he's from New York, and it's kind of hard for them to keep things kind of clean. So and that was on Facebook as well as on my YouTube channel. So I don't think it was bleeped out, but um, I know sometimes depending on the topic, the dialogues can get really, really rough. Um,
Mhm.
and I'm all for the freedom of speech, but I just believe, and that's just me, that you can still get your point across without a whole bunch of the negative words. That's just
I
me,
agree. I
you
agree.
know, and that's just me. But I have nothing against. I have nothing against those like Biker Talk, Bike Junkie Radio, and I think there was another one, Two Wheel something Radio. I have nothing against them. It's just that I desire my platform to be different, and I should thank you guys for supporting this platform, and I'm going to support you guys too. So because I love y'all. I put it out
We
there.
love you too, man. We love you
I'm,
too.
I'm just gonna I'm just gonna put it on out there. I love y'all. Okay, so now let's talk about some of the changes that's been going on in the community that has maybe kept people from want to really go out there and ride as much as they want to ride. Mr. Justified, you alluded to that earlier. Let's go ahead and cap that off.
Well, I don't know if it's riding as much as they want to ride, or are we talking about like in the club themselves, or just people in general, people about the club scene changing, or which one?
Combination of both. The club scene
Okay.
changing and individuals is riding.
Well, things as people get older, they their lifestyle changes anyway, go through things. But as far as the club itself, the club has changed a lot from when I was from the beginning to my end, where I felt there was more real brotherhood and camaraderie when I was coming through earlier in the early years. People we rode. I mean, we didn't have, like you said, we didn't have GPS. We had to know how to read maps. We had a road captain that might have put something out, and then we get lost, but we find like you said, sometimes you do get lost and and still come across the where you need to be, or find things, or just have a good time while you're out there, without having something to tell you to turn right or turn left, or pick. You just rode. You had a
Right.
map. You looked at the map, and you was out there. You fellowship. When we went to, we didn't have all um, this bickering and me mugging and all this different the way it is now. And I support a lot of my clubs out there. I still do. They call me and I tell them, if you got something in the daytime, we'll be there. But I'm getting old now. My bedtime's at 8 o'clock, man. I can't be there. I'm not. I'm not gonna be up late no more. I know where I am, but it's just we're just not part of that anymore. I'm not part of that party scene, and it comes with age. Everything comes with age.
Right.
Do I notice the club scene? I'm gonna give the clubs their love. Yes, I am. And as far as how it's changed to a lot of disrespect. Um, Clubs are clubs. They have colors on their back. They just give them away like candy. Um, Nobody has motorcycles, and nobody understands the protocol. And um, people perpetrate like they're riding, and they don't. There's a lot of now it's called social media riders. And I'm gonna touch on something my wife will probably bring. I'm just gonna jog her memory, where she went on a ride, and I think it was a polar bear ride, and she was on the ride, and she knew who was there, and the person she got there, and this person was in a car, but they got out with a helmet in their hand, like they rode the whole way. So it's a
Mm.
lot of untruths when it comes to the riders of the day. I call them parking lot
Wow.
pimps. Um,
Wow.
so
Yeah.
they a lot of people in the music and the sounds, and that's all good, but you're not going to see a bunch of 6x9 speakers in my bags, and my whole tour pack is up by is with speakers in it. My bike was purchased for long distance riding. I got a tour pack, I got two saddlebags, and one's for the essentials that stays there all the time, and one's for travel, and one's for overflow. And that's what we do. That's what I do. I like to ride, and I bought my motorcycle to ride. Um, and yeah, that's the way I see it. What do you see?
So I'm not going to necessarily talk about clubs. Um, I'll talk about the motorcycle community as a whole,
Okay.
because I feel like um, we all ride, we all have something in common. And so for me, within the last year and a half, I've distanced myself from a lot of people. Um, this last year has shown me a lot of things. When you sit down and you sit back and you just watch, you learn a lot. You learn a lot about people. I've learned who is in my corner and who is not, and who I thought was, um, and who I found out wasn't. And so, for me, I don't do drama, and I've kind of learned to just kind of sit back and reevaluate. I mean, for the last couple of years before COVID, I was everywhere. I mean, literally everywhere, supporting everybody's events. I mean, spending thousands of dollars out of my pocket, mainly because I like to ride. I'm not really into the whole the annual events, the parties and that sort of thing. I'm more interested in if something's happening in Florida. I'm in it for the ride primarily, and then the ride home. Again, I'm not. Having an annual party and standing around talking to a bunch of people is not something that I enjoy. If there's a ride involved, then maybe I can put it on my calendar. But one thing that I'm finding out is people people don't understand that you have a life outside of riding, and people say it's a lifestyle and things of that nature, but sometimes people have a hard time accepting if you don't show up at their event, or if something else like that happens, it's almost like they hold a grudge against you, without
Hmm.
understanding that not everybody's going to be able to be everywhere at every time, and that things come up, and situations arise. And for me, I'm the type of person, I'm going to make sure that my home is my priority, number one. So if I've got something going on in my home, yeah, there's going to be something that I miss, or there's something that I'm going to have to cancel, or there's something that I'm going to have to reschedule. So that's kind of where I see it. You've got a lot of people out there that preach sisterhood. Um, from the mouth, it sounds good, but it's not genuine. And
Right.
that's what I've been seeing a lot more lately within the last year than anything. And so it's really been an eye opener for me. And I mean, he can tell you, I've really taken a big step back, and I've kind of limited myself now to I just go on rides, and I get in where I fit in, and if I can afford it, fine. If not, I'm not going to go. And it's nothing personal against the person that's holding the event. It's just I'm not in a position to attend, and that should be, respected. And sometimes it's
Right.
not.
Right.
It's
Right. Right.
sometimes it's not, and I think that that's uncalled for.
No, well, let me say this. Where it was to where now, I've grown a lot. Okay, where I was, I thought I was on one level, but then I came out of the club and found out that I was nowhere near that level. Being able to, for being my wife, I think both of us, but for me, for us being able to ride out into different states and meet different people. And I'm a solid kind of, I feel I'm a solid person. And I like to wrap myself around other solid men, real men. And I've done that. And I've grown. I have men that I respect so much. I say K Solo and Reef and even and Pastor E and so many other good men that are out there that I've been able to meet that are on a whole different level that help me to that was real men and say, we're gonna bring you up and
Hey.
think about you as well, bring you up.
Mm.
And together, I and my wife have been able to meet so many other good people that are real riders and have the same passion that we have. Um, Going to events like Ride to Eat. Um, Now we haven't done the tents for twos yet, but and then get yonder or having someone call up and go, we found a good lobster place. Really? Where's it at? Rhode Island. When are you
Mm.
going to go? Saturday. Okay, let's go. And we just get
Boom.
together, we just go.
Kickstands
Okay,
up.
that's the ride to eat. Just a fellowship. That's what ride to eat is about, and that's gonna be in October. That's what it's about. People who have the same love and passion for riding that just come together to meet, fellowship, get something to eat.
And there's no cockiness. There's no none of that. There's no. It's not like no. There's no competition. Everybody just gets together and has a really good time. And there's some riders that ride their butts off, that attend that ride to eat. And but it's not about that. The conversations are not about, oh, look what I've done. It's not boastful or anything like that. It's just genuine fun. You know, people
Yeah.
riders getting together and eating, breaking bread with each other. They always have a well organized, you know, weekend, and that's where I kind of feel like I fit in. You know, just being around bikers, and it doesn't have to be bashing or trash talking or competing one against the other and who did more and whatever. That's not what it's about, and there are different levels. Who cares? Everybody's going to be on their own level,
Mhm.
and it's okay. Own your level and keep it moving. I'm not, it's not a competition.
No.
And that's another thing that I see a lot. I feel like it's a competition with a lot of people. It's like, or it's like, oh well, who does she think she is? Because she completed 48 states and she just did an iron butt. She ain't all that. I'm not all that. I'm proud of my accomplishment. I'm proud of it. I do.
Own it. Own it. That's right. Own it. Shoot.
which is good and proud for both of us. We get on, we go, we ride, and and it's funny. I'm jump. This week has been really hot. It's been really hot this week. And if you don't know, if you don't ride, you don't know that it's too hot sometimes to ride that motorcycle. It's hot.
Hey,
You
yeah,
know.
you're right about
So
that.
we love to ride, but we know when to ride. And wow, it's been some great years, son. It's been some really great years, to have that passion. And a lot of times she gets up and gets out, and now we have a dog now, so I'll stay home with the dog.
So, while because he mentioned that real quick, I want to mention it is very important to be married to somebody that supports you. Um, we have complete trust in one another. Even when we lived in separate states, there wasn't never a time that I thought, what is he doing at that party? What is he doing at that cabaret? Who is he around? Um, I love the fact that he supports me 100%. If I go to him and I say, babe, I want to do this ride. I'm going to be gone for 10 days. Are you okay with it? And he'll be like, yeah, do what you got to do. And so it's important for a married couple to be in sync with each other in terms of the riding, because if you're not, it's going to cause problems. Um, you definitely can't be insecure. You have to be secure about yourself, and you also have to be secure about your relationship, because there's going to be times when he's going to go to an event and I'm not there, or vice versa.
Mhm.
And I don't think he worries about me being on the road, just like I'm not going to worry about him being on the road, because we understand that it's not about who he's going to go and be around. It's about, I know for him, it's all about fellowshipping and, just having a good time versus, being at a party and trying to act like he's single, which that's a whole nother show in itself. I'm not going to go there, but, I just do think it's very important to have that level of understanding and agreement with each other, because it works very well.
Agreed. Agreed.
Hey,
All right.
Jeff,
Yeah. Yeah. Hold up. Now, this is the question I always ask every last single one of my guests. What would you tell the younger you, the things you know now, or things you believe should have known? What would you tell the younger you, or what words of encouragement would you have for a younger you?
hmm,
Okay, I would tell them that they should always trust their gut, um, that they should never do anything that makes them uncomfortable. Now, I'm not going to say don't step out of your comfort zone, because I feel like everybody should do that. But there's a lot of people that get pushed into a direction that they're not necessarily ready for. And I feel like that's leading somebody down a path where they could potentially get hurt. And I also think that I would say that they really need to think about a decision to join a club, really think about it before they make that commitment. Because I think that some people join clubs for the wrong reasons. And so, get an understanding of the club. And like he said, getting familiarized with protocol and just really understanding what it is to be a member of
Lord.
a club. That's important. Because again, like he said, they're throwing patches on backs, left and right. And to say be slow in what you do and really think about your decisions and not be so quick to jump into something that you're not ready for. That would be my advice.
Me?
Hold on. I just want to tell y'all something right now. The strangest thing happened while Dub C was talking. I had a glitch. Y'all froze, and then I don't know what was going on with my equipment over here, and I got back in. I'm not going to ask you to repeat everything you said because
Well, you know what? I'll just sum it up. Basically,
I
I
don't
was
think you
saying,
could.
basically, I
But
was saying that I think that they need to be slow to act and really think about decisions before they hastily make a decision in anything. Whether they want to be a part of a club or anything. I feel like the outer influences
okay,
tend to um, make people make decisions that they're not necessarily ready for. So that would be my advice: is to just follow your gut and just take your time and do things slow. Don't rush into anything.
So someone made a
okay.
comment that the old school guys need to come back, and old school guys like myself need to come back and make the scene great again. Well, that's not going to happen because most of the younger generation don't do well with listening. So what can I say? Stop talking. Stop talking and start listening. Start listening when someone like myself comes out on the scene and we sit back and you see a bunch of OG, I'm considered as an OG now, older guys like myself that've been on the scene for a while and around table discussion and talking, you ask, hey, can I listen? Can I educate myself? Can I understand what used to happen, where we were then to where we are now? That's what needs to happen. Stop talking. Just stop talking and think you know something, you know nothing. So sit down and listen. Pay attention to the ones like myself and others that have been through this before you had cell phones and Google and all this other social media stuff where we just sat back and enjoy and now see each other in a whole different light. So what would
Or
I
Right.
find a mentor. It's
find?
kind of what
Yeah,
you're saying.
figure find a mentor.
Yeah.
Find someone who's gonna give you the real and help you grow in there. Help you not go out there and get yourself in a situation when you go out into a different event. Because every scene is different. Every state is different. Everybody does things differently. And if you're not educated on what's going on in that particular state or that particular scene, you can put yourself in a whole bad situation. So
Right.
my take on it is stop talking and start listening. Put
I
yourself
got it.
somewhere, just get yourself a red solo cup with Pepsi in it, so you can pay attention and remember it later on in the day.
I, I'm listening. All
I
right.
got put in Facebook jail for 3 years, man. So I got to watch what I say.
Real quick, I want to shout out a couple of the viewers that's been on here. Shout out real quick to First Lady Caldwell. She just came in. Big shout out to Moose. Big shout out to Bebo Count Lopez. They've been on here. There's been more people. There's been more people that was on here, but they didn't make themselves known, so I couldn't call out their names. But I just want to shout out everybody who participated, who came and sat in with us and chopped it up with us on this special show with Mr. Justified and Dub C. Um, well, that's pretty much my time, y'all. I got my hour in. I was determined to
Okay.
get my hour in. Um,
All right.
but I can't stop thanking you guys enough for doing what you guys do. Inspiring folks to do greater and better. And like you said, Mr. Justified, you know, people just got to learn how to just keep their mouth closed and open up their ears. And um, as you said, Dub C, not to be pushed into certain situations that they're not ready for, not comfortable with, because like you said, they got to step out of their comfort zone eventually, but they just may not just be ready for that particular thing or ride or bike at that
Right,
moment.
right.
So, you know, it's a lot of things that that cultivate making a good rider a better rider.
Right,
So,
right, right. So you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
who me?
You ready?
He said, "Who
I'm
me?"
ready.
You
I'm
ready?
ready.
Okay.
What am I ready
You
for? I'm
can
ready.
roll with the Knights and you can hang with us, right?
Okay.
Jeff,
Yeah.
we gotta give you one more thing, Jeff.
Okay.
Um, the DMV has been good to us, but I
Yes.
and Dub C are gonna be moving on. September we will be moving to Colorado. So
What?
so transfers are already in. I thought you would get the exclusive on it, Jeff. So you got the exclusive.
Oh my God! What? And also, we miss you guys at TBM. What? Wait, what?
Well, we're in the show, right?
Oh my God! Well, look, congratulations. I'ma always have y'all's back. I'ma always have mad love for y'all. I'm going to really miss y'all
You got somewhere to
great
ride to,
deal
brother.
now. Yeah,
Lakewood, Colorado. We'll be going to
I'm
Colorado.
gonna have to now. I've got to. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it now. Oh my God.
God's country, baby. God's country.
Whew, Colorado.
Yeah, I accepted a new position in Denver, and we're going to be living in Lakewood. So we kind of kept it on the hush for right now because I don't have an official start date right now, but you know it's in the works, and we're really excited about it. This is going to be a whole new chapter for us, and
I'm so happy for you guys. I'm you know, it's a bittersweet situation. I gotta have your guys on again.
part two.
I know, right? Part two.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to it, and we already have residency down there, so we're little by little getting things done and getting rid of stuff because you know it's gonna be a different move.
Wow. Moose just said congratulations. Moose just said congratulations. Lots of good ridings in the new neck of the woods.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we know.
And First Lady Caldwell said blessings on your move.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. So I know the
Wow.
DMV was a huge party for the going away party. So, but doors are always going to be open, man. We'll get with you before we leave out. We'll make sure we'll be at TBM at the ministry, the church before we go. And we love you all, man. We really do. And we just thought this would be good for us and good for you to get the first exclusive on it. And
you heard it first right here
Yeah.
on DJ FX's
DJ FX.
Wow. You heard. Well, I thank you guys a whole lot. Stay with me as I close out this show. All right, everybody. I just want to say thank you guys once again for your viewership. I just want to say thank you. And you know, I got to end my show the way I end my show. Make sure you pray before you get on your bike. Pray while you're on your bike, and pray on your way home. Pray when you get to the destination. Pray. Do the same thing on your way back home. All your drivers out there, pay attention to what's going on. That person that's riding on that motorcycle, We want to make sure they get home the same way they left, alive and whole. We don't want no incidents. We don't want nobody to hurt and harm themselves. So drivers out there, pay attention. Look more than twice. All your bikers out there who are riding crazy, slow it down. Keep the wheels down. We want you to stay here as long as God allows you to stay here. So don't take yourself, take your life, and change everybody else's life. Until then, everybody, y'all be safe. Raise up that throttle hand for the ones you lost. And until then, burn rubber and not your soul. I'm out. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Now, how do I turn this thing off?
Let's give us.